For the fifth year in a row, they're back in Chester, the Collegiate Rugby Championships at Talon Energy Stadium, formerly PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. A total of 80 teams, college and high school, men and women, boys and girls, came down to compete in a carnival atmosphere down at the stadium. With the stadium being a mere 10 miles south of Philadelphia, we'll let Philadelphia take credit for the event. They probably thought it wouldn't look too cool to have the Chester Cop, so they brought the Philadelphia police force down. There was so much going on, like players just laying it all out on the field and some of the fans just laying out on the field. There were players just piling it on during their matches, and there were spectators piling in to the stadium. But for most of the players and the fans, it was just a great weekend to hang out in Philly. For those of you who may not be too familiar with rugby, it sort of goes like this. They just pile on top of each other, and every now and then somebody makes a mistake. They toss the ball to a partner, then boom! They get hit real hard, but that never stops them. They just keep it going. Here's a toss. Here's another toss. And it's all about blazing speed, which we're going to see a lot of in this video. Life University is a powerhouse in this sport, and they bring a bunch of fans who usually do some crazy things like wear green hair. Yeah, with rugby, if at first you don't succeed, you try again to get a try. For a small school from Marietta, Georgia that focuses on creating chiropractors, they sure have a great team, and I can't say enough about their fans. They're just the group of people that you just love to love. This particular year was the first year they brought a women's team out, and they dominated. Let me give you a spoiler right now. The women from Life won their championship. Life is known for their Dayglow colors, all the merchandise and trinkets that they give out. Look, there's a couple beautiful women wearing the t-shirts, and they actually bring a recruiter to the stadium. Now, as much as I can brag on Life, I'm just not too excited that they beat up on our local Drexel team 46-0. The game of rugby that they're playing here is Rugby 7, and they get to show off a little bit, diving into the end zone like that. Rugby 7 is a great spectator sport because there's 7 players to a side. They play 2 7-minute halves, and then you get to see stuff like this. Remember I mentioned speed? Look at this guy. He's already beat the opposition. Now he's trying to beat the official to the goal line. But here's the fun part. He dives into the end zone. That's sort of like flipping the bat in baseball. The Penn State ladies are former champions, so everyone came out to see them. Some of them smile, some of them frown. It's just amazing to see the women because look at the ones from University of Delaware. They've got their game faces on. And here's a face you have during a game. If you find yourself in the wrong position, you could have a face that looks like this. And there's no doubt that when she gets back home, her mother will know that she got in the game. The lady from Gonzaga was able to keep a pretty face. Hey, this player on the right ran into his old high school coach. What a great moment. This Rugby 7's game goes so fast, you just have to hold on and wait for something to happen next. Here's a good example. This young lady gets hit so hard, she doesn't know where she is. Then she looks up at the official and says, oh, guess what? I scored? Great. I sure hope this guy didn't get hit in his head so hard that it took a golden bear to get him back on track. And sometimes when you score, it's not even decided right away. Look at this. The officials had to come over to each other, have a little chat, go on the instant replay. That's when they're Apple watching. Yes, she did score. Sometimes in rugby, you have that look of bewilderment, like, what just happened here? Like here, looks like a good toss. Oh, no, it's intercepted. And he comes in and scores. I love the little skip. And then he does it again. I love this thing. Watch. Woo! Recognized for little things, like he's being applauded just for wearing a helmet. Thank God she scored, because I think she would have drugged that girl another 50 yards if she would have just held on. When teams are rolling on all cylinders, it's like poetry in motion. Watch this toss. It goes so hard sometimes it takes a pair of men to stop you, and then other times it's a pair of legs that will stop you. 5, 6, 7. Oh, Life aren't the only ones with fans. Let's check out this Notre Dame crew. This handsome young rugby player looks so happy that he could almost break out in song.
Ever loyal to Notre Dame! Cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame! Wake up the echoes cheering your name! Send the volley cheer on high! Take down the thunder from your side! What's on the RPJ as well? Hold on the game with a win overall! Our loyal sons are marching away to victory!
Honestly, if I didn't see that bridge in the background, I'd think I was in South Bend, Indiana. In fact, he got the crowd so hyped, that song was so good, that there was a special handshake on his behalf. And he wasn't finished. He wants the young people to know it's election year.
Who Holtz for president? Lou Holtz for president.
No need to be mad that he pointed that out.
Let's go!
Here's a great example of that poetry in motion I was talking about earlier. Now let's be honest, even though this is a still shot, doesn't he look fast? Take a look at this guy and you see what fast really is. You know, when you watch rugby on the high school level, it's not as always poetic as the college game, but it's still fun to watch. Look at this stuff.
Yeah. Get him! Get him!
And did somebody mention speed? Now, without a doubt, if you ever saw me in this position, I probably have a broken leg. Needless to say, a game as rough and tumble as this does have its share of injuries, even to the officials who's down on the training table. This lady told me she got hurt in the first practice. I know I've been mentioning speed, but I just love how she slows down to the end, waiting for the official to get there. How kind. There are several ways to score in rugby, and here's one of the most entertaining ones. Just kick it ahead and fall on it. Score! I know I couldn't do that drop kick thing. But it was so cool to see people just kicking it when they weren't playing, like this team from North Carolina, or these group of girls from Kutztown. How about a couple Chester guys kicking it with Hall of Famer Mike Quick? Or a couple ladies looking at the celly, maybe doing a little texting about the team's victory? Was anyone curious about the Wisconsin swag? Or the Kutztown cool? And I love this guy after he gets up after scoring. He gives you a walk that has both swag and cool. Look at that. That dude's just strolling.
Jordan Geisel set up on.
Don't you just want to get him a Gatorade? Or maybe take him out to the Brazilian barbecue truck. Or maybe out to Dos Hermanos Tacos. Oh, there was food all over the place. Look at those sausages. Oh, they were scrumptious. These guys were even looking for food in the concession stand. And the weekend wasn't without its celebrity sightings like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. And then we had true Hall of Famers Ike Reese and Mike Quick of the Philadelphia Eagles.
First one to score wins the game.
First score wins the game. Must be sudden death. Let's see what happens. It was tense for a moment, but there was no kidding around. Here's how it ended.
That's illegal?
That's how Dan got thrown out.
When you have 40 men and women's college teams around, there's plenty of people watching going on. There wasn't much stretching of the imagination out here. I mean, wow, look at these ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the USA 7 Sweethearts.
How to do it where you from? Sticking out your tongue, girl, but you know you're pretty young. A bunch of girls do it and it should look fun. That's how to do it. Body be thick like a whip with a different.
I mean, honestly, if I had hair, I'd whip it like that too.
Whipping it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the USA 7 Sweethearts.
So when I say it was a carnival atmosphere, it certainly was. I mean, people were meeting and mingling and having a good time. Now, this lady, I don't know what she thought my lens was capable of. And she just said, you got to look good when you go on the field, girl. Needless to say, there's plenty for the women to look at on the field with all those buff men, but this dude was in the stands, and he's just straight shredded. Now, if you had the opportunity to play Villanova, you had to get through that guy. And if anyone sees Vice President Joe Biden, let him know his high school alma mater, Archmere Auks, had their team at the event. Now, this event has been held in Chester for 5 years, and for the last 4 years, Cal, as in California, has won the championship. They're absolutely amazing to watch. If I had to compare this rugby player to somebody, I'd say Barry Sanders. Cal is no pushover. That's the team you try to beat. Just look at this execution. Again, it's like poetry in motion that's followed with just pure speed. Of course, a Villanova guy knows what a national champion looks like, and on this day, again, it's Cal. I love how it's like they're hugging. Okay, so we know we won. And then the official's like, don't go on the field yet. There's 2.6 seconds left before you can rush the field. 2, 1. Okay, now you can go out on the field. Yay! And jump up and down. That's what you do when you win. But I want you to pay special attention to the coach there with the white visor. Is that the best Jay Wright imitation you ever saw? He just won a national championship, and he just coolly just walks off into the sunset. Yeah, that's Coach Jack Clark. He's a legend in the game. He's like the John Wooden, I guess, of rugby coaches. So hold on for one more clip here. This is what you call rugby at its best. This was the opening play of the game. Precision. 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 Now look, he's got a 20-yard lead. He's got the angle, and you ain't catching this guy. He beats him to the end zone, slowing down by 6 or 7 yards. Amazing. So there you have it. When you look back on the 2016 Rugby Sevens Collegiate Rugby Championships, it was a huge success. I'd like to personally thank the guys who gave this little blogger access as if I was a big-time journalist. You all are a class act. Look forward to seeing you next year in Chester, Philadelphia for the Rugby Championships. Let me show you how to party at the field. more celebrity sighting. Yeah, that's him. Dirty Harry. Clint Eastwood. At the Rugby Sevens. We're going to close this out with a little OAR. Those guys performed on Saturday night, and they're phenomenal. I never heard them before, but I'm looking forward to hearing them again.
Talking,